Hello there and welcome. It's Psychic Cynthia here, Spiritual Psychic Cynthia Killian. And today I wanted to just talk with you for a bit about abundance and prosperity and having enough and having that beautiful flow coming in. And this is a video I feel that's very needed right now in the times we're in. You know, I'm filming in 2021, April 2021, and a lot of people are struggling with this right now because of the side effects of the pandemic that we had last year. And also just with the energies being what they are at this current time, and we're in the time of Taurus, it just started, and coming up on the full moon in Scorpio. So there's a lot of thought about this. There's a lot of buzz right now. I hear a lot of people talking about not having enough, or the amount of debt that they have, or when is their ship going to come in. So there's some thoughts on that, and I have my friends going to walk across the screen here. This is Ramby. I thought she was a boy at first, and she can climb these trees like crazy. So I was calling her Rambo, and then we figured out she was a girl. So anyway, I guess she's going to join us. Ramby, she's a perfect example of abundance consciousness. She lives out here. She doesn't want to come in, but she's got me feeding her and taking care of her. And heck, I bought her a heated outdoor cat house, and you know, she doesn't have to work for that at all. So she trusts in that. But and that's a good lesson for us humans, trusting. And right now it's hard because we've just gone through a period where a lot of us aren't trusting, you know, because of the pandemic. You know, some of us at least got paranoid about, are we going to get this thing from others? And so we isolate and we stop trusting each other, and we start getting, you know, down in the worry pit, as I call it. And then the happiness level is lower too. So here's the thing, and I read this somewhere online. It wasn't like a famous influencer. It was in a comment somewhere. Somebody was commenting on how money doesn't buy happiness, but happiness can attract money. You know, I'm paraphrasing here, but I thought, yes, right on when I read that, because it's true. When we are in more of an expanded state, more of a happy state, that makes it easy for the flow to just open up and broaden out. The flow meaning the currency. And by currency, do I mean money? Yes. But I also mean every good thing that could flow to us, health, and flow through us. It flows through us. And I think that's really why when we're feeling happy and more joyous, it's easier to attract the money, because we expand. And I want you to think of yourself like literally you are an abundance channel. Imagine like a channel of water, and that, you know, you want your abundance ship to come in. So you want ships to come in, right? You want, you know, lots of abundance to come in. I mean, not that you're greedy, and you don't have to be a billionaire or anything like that, but we all want enough, I think, and we want a little extra to play with, right? And of course, each person has different levels of needs and desires, but I think we all want a little to enjoy, at least. So you want to open up that channel so that more of that abundance can come in. And there are a lot of ways to do this, and there's a lot of different things you can work on, but just a simple way is allowing yourself a little happiness. And that can happen, you know, through a lot of different means, but like for me, it's allowing myself the happiness of being with my feline friends and my parrot friends. I said parrot, not parent, by the way. I like birds. I like to be outside, right? So when I allow myself the pleasure and the joy of being outside, I'm happier, and that opens up the channels. Sometimes it's about allowing yourself an indulgence, actually shopping a little. Now you have to be careful with that, and you have to be wise and make sure you're taken care of. And you know, some people take this too far, and they say, well, you know, that just means I'm going to go in debt and get this giant thing. No, it doesn't have to be that. And you don't want to sacrifice today's happiness for tomorrow's, or excuse me, the other way around. Tomorrow's happiness for today. So there has to be a balance here, but I think it's just about learning to be happy in the moment the best we can. And we might have to work on that some right now because of what's happened in society, okay? Because a lot of us aren't as happy as we were a year or a year and a half ago. I mean, it's kind of been a downer. I acknowledge that. But we can, in our own ways, choose to create happiness in small ways even, and it doesn't always have to be spending a lot of money, but it could be spending a little. I think sometimes even when we have it, we don't always allow ourselves those things that bring us joy, and that's really interesting to me, how we have that. I guess because there's fear that we won't have enough, but don't let the fear that you won't have enough stop you from enjoying what you have today. So those are just some thoughts on this, and play around with it. Play around with, notice, I mean, do you attract more abundance when you're happier or when you're feeling, depressed and sad? I mean, just try it out. Don't just take my word for it. See how it happens. So it becomes really important then to your mental health is very important here is what I'm saying, your emotional health. And listen, this doesn't mean that you don't take care of your work or you don't do the things that need to be done. In fact, I find that a lot of times when I do some of those things that I've been putting off, that I've been dreading, like, oh God, I've got to sweep the floors again or mop again, I feel happier after I've done it. So, this doesn't mean you can't take any action if you don't feel happy. You might take some actions to help yourself feel happier. And then, of course, also there's just this idea that we can work in our inner state, choosing to be happy no matter what the outside circumstances, just choosing joy, even in the midst of pure hell sometimes. And if you're able to do that, I think that's wonderful. I think it does help, though, to take some, small steps to enhance your own happiness, whatever those are for you. I mean, sometimes I think, at least for us women, it can mean, putting on, a nice shirt, a new skirt, or changing our hair, or putting on a little makeup. I don't wear much makeup myself, but sometimes that can really lift a woman's spirit, depending on where you're at. Maybe, dressing up a little. And if you don't have anywhere to go, dressing up and walking down the street, if that's safe, or going to the store. I mean, I was at the grocery store today, and I saw these beautiful, two beautiful African American women, and actually they were African, I believe. They were not from this country, new immigrants, and because I did talk with them a little bit, and but they were so beautiful, and they had on their tribal clothing and their culture, and they were dressed up so nice, just beautiful, just to go grocery shopping. And I thought, wow, isn't that probably making them feel happy? They seem very happy and very cheerful and very glad to be there. So sometimes it's just something like that, something small, lifting our appearance up with what we have. I mean, or maybe you go buy something new. That's up to you. I do find, and I have to make myself do this sometimes, I do find, buying that new dress or even the new t-shirt. I'm kind of on a kick lately where I love interesting t-shirts. Lucky Cat, right? By the way, Lucky Cat is supposed to bring more abundance. So I just bought Lucky Cat because Lucky Cat looks cool. So anyway, I digress. Can you think of some ways, though, that you could allow more happiness into your lives? And it's not just allowing, it's bringing it out. It's both, I guess. It's both. So don't shut the door on happiness if you want to have more abundance. Open the door. Open the gateway on happiness. Let yourself be as happy as possible, as joyous as possible, and that's going to help. That's going to help lift some of the financial burdens. I do believe it will. Again, provided you use wisdom. And, remember, don't sacrifice tomorrow's happiness for today. You don't need to do that to be happy. Alrighty, until next time, I'm Psychic Cynthia, and I'm wishing you all a most abundant season ahead and a time of great happiness and joy. Let's lift out of this funk together. Right? Blessings.